Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another episode with iTrack. Big shout out to everybody in the iTrack fan, man. We are at 75k subs. Yeah, I started this channel a bit over a year ago, so it's pretty wild to see it progress to this point. But big shout out to each and every one of you, because these channels are nothing without the subscribers. So big shout out to you. So in light of all the new fan that's joined, we're gonna switch the format up just a bit. On Sundays, we'll do a recap. I'm dropping a new episode, but I also will be adding a few compilations that you might have missed. Without any further ado, let's just jump right into it.
We were never supposed to see this, as the entire landmass of California will soon be ripped off, and this was our warning to get out. People in San Diego were terrified after a haunting warning for our country's surface, causing everyone to prepare for the deadliest earthquake in history that will hit very soon, and will literally sink all our states, leaving no survivors. Experts found a haunting 12-foot-long doomsday fish in California, known only to surface when huge world-ending disasters start to strike, and then said the 4.6 magnitude earthquake that just hit LA was just a baby warning for what will come. That 4.6 earthquake erupted on a point hill thrust fault system that goes through large parts of LA, and the last time something similar happened was in Chile, resulting in a deadly 9.5 earthquake, equivalent to 5,000 atomic bombs. And if this happens, LA and possibly other parts of the US will cease to exist forever. Many believe the doomsday fish or oarfish appear as a warning, as they typically are never near the surface. Many others believe it's still just a coincidence.
You shouldn't actually have a mattress, a welcome mattress, going into your house.
Or a mat.
Yeah,
like
a
a rug.
Yeah, a mat. Oh, no. It's specifically the welcome ones.
Why?
Because that's literally a welcome sign for all either a demon, a spirit, or bad energy to come into your house. Anything is welcome now.
Ooh.
So they say welcome, boom. And there's three things I learned from a person that studies from feng shui.
Yeah.
So you're not allowed, you shouldn't have a mattress with a name on it. So like, Rico family house, and it says on a mattress. You know why?
Not a mattress, just a mat.
Yeah, like a mat, like a
yeah,
mat.
Rug, yeah.
Yeah, a welcome mat.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't say your name, because when people come in and step on it, it's kind of like a negative energy.
Yeah, they're disgracing it.
They're disgracing it, yeah. And there's another one where you can't have like, go away, because it's already negative energy. So whenever people see that, go away, and they come into your house, already, what is it? Negative energy filling through the house.
You don't think they're real? You don't think sun's real?
No. Sun is real. The sun and the moon is real.
Okay.
But outer space is not.
Yeah, because we haven't seen. Then what is it? What are we
It's
doing?
water over the firmament. Is water.
Over the firmament, he's talking.
We're in the ocean right now?
We under the firmament, under the dome, and it's water over the firmament. It says it in the Bible. The outer space is, there's no such thing.
There's no such thing as outer space.
No, and that's the whole thing that got you tricked, and why you think the other planets and stuff. The planets are wandering stars that you think about.
So you think all that, like them going to Mars stuff, is all?
How they going to the Mars? Why they don't put the same rover on the moon?
Rampage has been doing his homework. I think the most important thing you need to be doing is asking questions, question everything.
They are replacing your food without telling you.
Butter made from thin air? Really? Bill Gates is at it again. Gates invested in the 2022 startup Savor in early 2024, and they're in the process of seeking regulatory approval for lab-made butter, made from fat synthesized from just carbon dioxide and hydrogen without using animals or plants. They say it tastes like real butter because chemically, it apparently essentially is. They also want to make milk, ice cream, cheese, and tropical oils using similar processes. Lab-grown dairy has been done before by fermenting genetically modified microorganisms by a company called Perfect Day. I haven't tried it. I'll admit I'm kind of scared to. Another company, Cubic Foods, is developing lab-grown animal fat from embryonic stem cells. But the Savor product is starting essentially from elemental scratch and is a new endeavor. I think the statement by Cubic Foods, quote, "The food industry is facing the need for substantial innovation in how it works," might illustrate the fundamental difference I have with these people. I don't believe that statement. It feels like doomsday panic. Projected to be ready by 2025, Savor Butter eventually hopes to offer their product at a cost comparable or less than traditional animal fats to make it accessible to the masses. Bill doesn't do anything small. $33 million is hoping it won't be just another experiment. Health questions? No answers to those yet. Bill, get out of my kitchen.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pass on that too. But let me know if that's something you're going to keep in your kitchen.
Tacion was homeless when he was 17. This guy named Bruno took him in, and this guy Bruno was a very satanic man. There's videos of him showing his room, and he has a big Baphomet painted on his wall, and he shows it on Instagram Live. And he did, I think, adult entertainment, and he had a pentagram under his bed, so he would harvest the souls of the girls he was sleeping with. Fast forward, he starts making music because he was recording in this guy's house, and he goes to jail. And in the jail cell, he's like, picks up the phone, and he's reciting a sacrifice ritual from the goddess Hecate. And you can hear him, he's writing it down, and it's his voice. It's a real jail cell call. It's out on YouTube, you can listen to it. He's like, take my sacrifice, goddess Hecate, that I can prosper or something, show up in this sacrifice. Guy comes out of jail, blew up.
Check this out.
You can like play with the spot. Oh, awesome. But yeah, watch this. Just bring it over to us here. Isn't that crazy? No way!
That's a startup called Reflect Orbital, and they allow you to order sunlight at night from your phone. The way it works is that they have a bunch of mirror satellites in space, and when you order light, they just redirect the light from the sun all the way down to your location on Earth. And it looks like this from your location. And I guess they use this to power solar farms at night, or you could maybe order it if you're lost in the forest. I feel like this video might be a fake demo. I mean, these guys had this video on YouTube 5 months ago where they did the same thing using mirrors and a balloon. But that's by far the craziest idea I've heard this year. It has to be illegal in some way, right? You can't just order sunlight on your friend's house at 3 a.m.
Just when you thought you heard it all, you can order sunlight to your door. I'm sure it's not 100% effective just yet, because you can't just be ordering sunlight to somebody's house, you know, especially if it's unwarranted. So, yeah, I'm sure it's not all the way in effect yet, but that's just the concept itself is wild.
A woman captured a pretty incredible video of what looks like 7 suns in the sky. Now, this can mean one of two things. Either it's refraction and scattering light, or we got an apocalypse on our hands.
So this was a woman that said something had took her dogs or took her animals, and she put a trail cam in the backyard and got this image. Oh boy.
Tell me he doesn't look like he came straight out of The Walking Dead.
Viado, vamos achar a linha dela, viado?
Não, você é doido.
De algum lugar, viado. Não, eu vou pegar e levar pra casa, viado.
Não tem linha não, menino.
Lógico que tem. É, é via Bluetooth.
Deve ser igual.
You've actually seen what you believe may well be alien technology, an implant.
I have.
What did you see?
I saw a technical device that had been removed, excised by the Department of Veterans Affairs by a surgeon, a trained physician from a U.S. military service member who claimed to have a UAP encounter. The physician claimed that the object tried to run on him or evade being excised.
So let me get this right. This object, whatever it is, it's a constructed object. It's a technological object.
It's a technological object enveloped in some sort of biological capsule. The current theory is that that capsule is there to fool the body as not to create some sort of immune response to a foreign object.
The physician you spoke to described that object apparently trying to intelligently avoid being captured by the human doctor.
Correct. That is what the doctor reported.
Okay, Saturn. Saturn is so important because if you do not master Saturn, you definitely coming back. It is the planet of discipline. Okay, Saturn will never give you more than you can handle, but it will knock you the hell down. When you get in those periods where nothing seems to be going right, you get in the car and go somewhere, there's traffic, then you go around the traffic, it's a manhole, it's a hole in the ground, then you get around that, it's something else. Saturn says, sit down. Because when you first went outside to get in the car, your mind said, I should stay in the house today. And you didn't, so Saturn keeps going, boop, your heart hit it. They call that the house of the ancient ones. When our ancestors be talking to us and we don't listen. It's the house of the ancient ones, all right? And the book of Daniel is called the Ancient of the Days. You ever heard of that? Well, these 7 planets is the Ancient of Days. Has anybody ever heard a little ringing in your ear before? And they tell you it's tinnitus? No, that's the ancestors talking to you. Those Europeans don't know Jack, but they want to give you something because as soon as you go to them, they be like, oh no, we got to stop that. Whoa, back up. And then I was reading this book that was written back in the 1700s about the ringing in the ears and how it's the ancestors saying, you messing up, I'm here, baby, call me. I got your back. And they want us to cut off our connection with the spiritual umbilical cord. Are you crazy? And that's all it is. Because as your chakras get aligned, it gets ding, ding. And what's the original name for the ear? The original name for the ear. Tambourine. You got to detox, y'all. You need magnesium in your body. Okay? All women right now, y'all need magnesium because they done took it out of everything. Because magnesium is what has us doing this. We can't concentrate. We have to get back to liquid magnesium and complete nutrition because there's no way for us to get magnesium. But you have to keep in mind it's part of the King Alfred plan. They're trying to destroy us.
Dementia. Basically a bunch of mucus built up on the brain. Anybody that have dementia that come to us, the first thing I'm going to do is put you on an all fruit diet high in berries. The reason why I'm going to choose berries, they bring a bunch of oxygens to the actual brain cell. Berries are high in something called anthocyanins. Anthocyanins actually have a way of alleviating the body from all these metals that's not supposed to be in the brain. It's high oxygen, which means it brings a lot of blood flow. Now you have to relieve all the volumetric pressure though that's from the brain, and the only way to relieve the brain of that pressure is you have to relieve the gut. So you gotta cleanse the gut. You cannot cleanse the brain without cleansing the gut.
Yeah, he's definitely dropping gems. I can't speak on any other country, but in America, you can easily consume tons of metals on a weekly basis.
14 Mandela effects that make you doubt the past. Alexander Hamilton never served as the President of the United States. He was actually the first Secretary of the Treasury. Disney's Mickey Mouse character has a tail. Curious George has never had a tail. Some people remember different numbers of rings around the bullseye in the Target logo, but the one on the left is the correct one. The Berenstain Bears are actually called the Berenstain Bears. The Raisin Bran son doesn't wear sunglasses. There's no hyphen in the name of Kit Kat chocolate bars. In I Love Lucy, Ricky never actually said, "Lucy, you got some splaining to do." Shaggy from Scooby-Doo doesn't have a prominent Adam's apple. The song from Grease is actually Greased Lightnin', not Grease Lightnin'. Jiffy peanut butter doesn't exist. It's Cheez-It, not Cheez-Its. It's Captain Crunch, not Captain Crunch. Those onion ring snacks are called Funyuns, not Funyuns. Which of these facts shocked you?
I think the Kit Kat not being hyphenated got me, and the Jiffy, that's crazy. I could have swore there was a peanut butter brand named Jiffy. Let me know what you guys think.
The average person who goes to school has no idea why humanity exists. He has no idea concerning a spiritual factor in material existence. He has no general comprehension of the rules of life as these differ from the rules of social and political structures. He does not know where he came from. He does not know why he is here, and he has no idea where he's going. And on this compound ignorance, we offer degrees and make brilliant scholars out of people who have never answered any of those questions. It is one of these amazing things that we have created a great hierarchy of well-lettered ignorance. We have made everything subservient not to wisdom, but to the passing advantages of the hour. We're in exactly this position politically today.
If you take a step back and really understand what he just said, it's all facts.
They lied to you. The pyramids of Antarctica aren't just snow-covered mountains. They're remnants of an ancient, advanced civilization. But that's not even the craziest part. In recently declassified documents and satellite images, there are unmistakable pyramid-like structures buried under the Antarctic ice. So, how old are these pyramids? And who built them? This is where things get really interesting. Ancient maps, like the Piri Reis map, depict Antarctica without ice, showing detailed coastlines and even mountain ranges. This implies that advanced civilizations knew about Antarctica long before modern explorers. New research and excavations suggest that these Antarctic pyramids were built by an advanced civilization that existed thousands of years ago, possibly even predating the last ice age. But once the ice covered the continent, their structures were buried and their technology lost, hidden away from the world to protect it from being misused.
Linen sheets, that's what they used to use back in the 1900s, linen sheets. They knew that it would heal you faster because of all the light frequency coming off the linen. So they put people on the linen sheets, they'd get them out real quick. Now, DuPont plastic, that's what people are wrapped in, which builds up a whole bunch of static, makes them more sick over time. Linen is the original way to go. If you're not sleeping in linen sheets and you're suffering from restless leg syndrome, could be fixed like that with just a little bit of linen. And the cool thing is, once you buy linen, you don't gotta buy them again. They last a lifetime. Like, you don't need to keep buying more sheets because you already got sheets. That's the cool part about quality and buying quality. I highly recommend everybody go into this book. You know, if you're suffering from one of the big such as the big C, maybe diabetes, any heart-related issues, maybe ringing of the ears, this is a book to look into. Electricity and radio frequencies can play a big role in. And I had my wisdom teeth removed when I was 20. I had no idea. The insurance company had a $5,000 reward for removing my wisdom teeth. And then I learned about how your wisdom teeth are connected to your heart. So there's actually no reason to remove the wisdom teeth. They actually just pull them out so they could get from the and then mess with your meridian line, which if you think of wisdom, you think of your brain, and then the wisdom teeth are also connected to your heart. So a lot of times when people get their wisdom teeth removed, they actually start developing heart issues. See how this goes? The meridians of the wisdom teeth are connected not only to the brain, but also to the heart. So then people start developing heart issues and then can't figure it out, but it was because they had a procedure in which was never supposed to happen, never needed to happen. And remember, the dentist industry is a break-off of the industry. They're fluoridating people's mouths, taking teeth out of them, x-raying them, and all of your teeth are meridian lines. So if you mess with those meridian lines, you mess with all the pathways of the body.
I mean, I hear what he's saying, but you know, a quick story time about me. I had to get all 4 of my wisdom teeth removed. I mean, they were impacted. I had really no choice. So, I mean, he might be telling the truth, but if you have to get them removed, you got to get them removed.
That's why these chicks dye their hair and get all tatted. They're telling you how poisonous they are. Like poisonous frogs in the rainforest, they lurid bright colors to show you they're poisonous.
Why would they do that?
Because it's like they're wearing their trauma.
BrainBridge, the world's first head transplant machine. This revolutionary machine uses advanced robotics and AI to perform head transplants with incredible precision. First, the donor and recipient are cooled to 5 degrees centigrade to reduce brain damage. Both are put under general anesthesia, and their heads are carefully separated while preserving the spinal cord and key blood vessels. BrainBridge then connects the recipient's head to the donor's body, rewarming it and restoring blood flow. Using ultra-precision instruments, the machine reattaches the spinal cord, esophagus, trachea, nerves, and blood vessels, ensuring seamless communication between the brain and the new body. Next, it performs a face transplant to reduce tissue rejection and enhance aesthetics. Post-surgery, the patient is kept in a coma for up to 4 weeks for stabilization. BrainBridge's AI monitors and adapts the recovery process in real time. BrainBridge, a groundbreaking leap in medical technology, giving new life to those in need. Follow for more amazing medical innovations.
Every time I see articles or videos about it, it still blows my mind. But I can imagine it's going to be pretty expensive. So let's hope none of us ever need that.
Depression doesn't exist. Depressed is deep rest. You are resting too much. You are not creating. The whole reason you are here is to turn thoughts into physical reality. Everything you see around you, this pencil was a thought before it was manifested physically. If you do not create, which is your whole sole purpose of your mind is here to create. If you are not creating and creation is minimal in your life, you will become depressed. You have to be working towards something in your life. You earn happiness. Okay? Everything you listen to, everything you see, everything you hear, all contributes towards your mental health. You cannot fix mental health with a physical pill from the doctor. You know why? Because your mind is not a physical thing. It's a spiritual consciousness. It's not physical. Your brain is not your mind. Your mind is the intelligence in the body. You have to control the mind to control your external reality. You see, where you are in life right now is a direct correlation with every thought you have thought up until this point. All of the thoughts you thought in the past has led you to this point. So what does that tell you? Your life, your external reality is a result of your mind. You change your mind, you change your reality. Stay wise, people.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. And once I realized that, I think that's what made me go so hard in life, because if you want something, you got to put the work in. There are no free lunches.
Schizophrenia. If someone comes to me and says, "Can you help my son? He's got schizophrenia." So my next question is, how old is he? The answer is usually, in his 30s. So my next question is, has he done recreational drugs? And I would say in 98% of cases, the answer is yes. So that tells me straight away a part of the brain has been damaged, because even schizophrenia doesn't just happen. Remember, genetics may load the gun, but it is lifestyle that pulls the trigger. And in some cases, there is a genetic link. But if that person gives their body all the conditions conducive for peak health, that schizophrenia may never manifest itself. But one of the conditions for it to be manifested is, yes, a breaking of those laws and taking in the recreational drugs. And of course, that's where it comes right in here.
They don't want you to know this. What if I told you there's a hidden library that holds everything from the past, present, and future? It's called the Akashic Records. Imagine a database where every thought, action, and experience of every soul is recorded. The Akashic Records exist on a non-physical plane known as the etheric plane. And according to recent scientific research, our universe has been found to show elements of existing as a giant hologram, with every bit of information encoded in the fabric of space-time. But it gets even deeper. The records hold the secrets to advanced technologies and forgotten knowledge. Could this be how the ancient Egyptians built their pyramids? As so many ancient civilizations seem to have wisdom far beyond their time. The Akashic Records are said to be accessed through deep meditation, specific spiritual practices, and sometimes when dreaming. People who have accessed these records claim to have a deeper understanding of their purpose in life. The records are talked about by the ancient Egyptians, Mayans, Indians, Greeks, and the ancient Sumerians. They all speak of the concept of a universal record-keeping system.
Y'all have been doing this now for 30 years. I know. 30 years. 30. What do you know now about one another that you didn't know 30 years ago?
Well, I know now how good he is. Because I seen his growth. You know, from Fresh Prince and to movies and all the way to what he's accomplished. I'm just really impressed. Really impressed.
And just with Martin, just how absolutely honest and like open his heart is, you know. It's like there ain't no faking in that dude, you know. And it's like I just love that he can be calm and firm and no problem saying what's absolutely true in his heart.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it really is.
Especially to have somebody in your life that's like that. Who is your ride or die?
My ride or die? It's my best friend, Larry.
I don't think it's anything crazy. I think he's just getting older.
Why does the Ethiopian Bible recount the creation of the world in periods of 49 years, rather than the mainstream 6-day creation narrative? The Ethiopian Bible uses a unique system of timekeeping. Instead of the mainstream biblical timeline, the Book of Jubilees measures history in periods of 49 years. For example, the covenant between God and Abraham was established in the 20th Jubilee, and the Exodus took place in the 50th. But it gets even crazier. The Book of Jubilees provides exact dates for key events, like the births and lifespans of significant biblical figures, all fitting perfectly within these 49-year cycles. This level of precision challenges the traditional, often vague timelines we know, and suggests a highly sophisticated understanding of time by ancient scribes. The concept of jubilees implies that time itself is a divine cycle, with each 49-year period marking a complete renewal. This idea reflects ancient beliefs that history repeats in patterns. But there's more. The Book of Jubilees also hints that these 49-year cycles are influenced by the stars and planets, aligning with ancient astrology. This all suggests that everything in history happened and will happen in patterns of 49 years. It is like our realm might have been meticulously planned or manipulated by divine forces.
You microwave tap water, then freeze it. Discoloration in the water will be visible due to tap water containing something other than water. Would you drink this? This isn't right. After my Instacart order was delivered, I noticed something strange about the strawberries I received. This is wild. There's an urban legend online that claims if you leave impossible meat unrefrigerated for 24 hours, something strange will happen. I can't confirm if this is due to this theory, but I was puzzled on why this color was present. Is this strange?
The cap was so blatant on that clip, if you didn't see it, you might need an optometrist.
Began last month. Horse DNA was found in burgers stocked by some supermarket chains, including Tesco, Iceland and Lidl. Today the beef saga has spread, affecting firms in the UK, Irish Republic, Poland and France. And it's not just burgers under scrutiny.
Simon helps Mum make an important decision.
Today the Food Standards Agency ordered all British companies to test all processed beef products after Findus became the latest casualty. Lasagna was found to have up to 100% horse meat. The FSA has ordered Findus to test for the veterinary drug phenylbutazone. Horses treated with this are not supposed to enter the food chain. It's highly toxic to human health. Keeping checks on the medical and life history of a horse and where it ends up should be recorded in its passport.
Trained butcher, we would know what if it wasn't beef, we'd know it was pork or lamb or beef. We would know if it was a horse. To an untrained eye, I mean, the people that work in these factories, they'll be opening a box where the meat's already chopped up into little bits and pieces. It's probably got 90% or 70% visual lean beef on the box. You wouldn't be able to tell.
Processed beef products may be off the menu, but there is a fear that as we lift the lid off the food industry, we may discover more than we bargained for.
I mean, would you go from eating cow meat to horse meat? I mean, there shouldn't be too much different because they're both animals, but it kind of just changes things when it's horse meat. I don't know why.
Probably none of us will have a job. There will be, but in that benign scenario, there will be universal high income, not universal basic income, universal high income. There will be no shortage of goods or services. And I think the benign scenario is the most likely scenario, probably, I don't know, 80% likely, if you ask, in my opinion. The question will not be one of lacking goods or services. You'll have, everyone will have access to as much in the way of goods and services as they would like. The question will really be one of meaning, of how, if the computer can do, and the robots can do everything better than you, then does your life have meaning?
1980, a Japanese journalist filmed an iPhone, specifically an iPhone 13, and this video is resurfacing on the internet. It is creating an incredible buzz. So in fact, this show was filmed in 1980, and it was around Hiroshima. You know that in Hiroshima there was a bomb in 1945. The entire city was deserted, obviously, because of the radiation. And actually, the show is about them going back to the place to see all the abandoned houses, the objects that were there, etc. And actually, at the time, the guy thinks it's a mirror because theoretically the iPhone did not exist in 1980. And yet they did indeed find an iPhone 13. And that's the most worrying part, that no one can explain how in 1980 the journalist could have found an iPhone. And the guy is puzzled by the thing because he doesn't know what it is. He really thinks it's a mirror, so who can explain this glitch in the Matrix, please? I've checked the sources. It's really a video from 1980. You can look it up on the internet.
But nowadays, the deep fakes have gotten so good, I'm not sure if that's real or fake. But if you know something I don't, let me know.
Drinking Fiji water is no longer safe. They just recalled over 78,000 cases, which is about 2 million bottles in total. And the reason why is because they found manganese and bacteria inside of it. Excessive exposure to manganese can cause damage to your lungs, liver, and kidneys. And that's not even all, bruh. This can also cause insomnia, depression, loss of appetite, weakness, headaches, muscle spasms. Bro, what are they trying to do to us? And I always felt like Fiji had a strange aftertaste. Leave a like if you know what I'm talking about.
The affected bottles were distributed in Washington state and sold nationwide online. Customers are advised not to drink the water and return it for a full refund.
So if you have a Fiji bottle, bro, go ahead and return that shit. And I recommend drinking Mountain Valley spring water. And if you can't get that, Evian for sure. But let me know in the comment section which water you drink. And hit follow because I'm dropping videos like this every single day. Love y'all, man. Stay conscious.
Priests would remove all of your internal organs if you died in ancient Egypt. Now, they would leave your heart, since they believed it was essential for the afterlife, but they'd store the other organs in jars. Then your body would be covered in salt for 40 days, which sucked out all of the moisture and prevented you from decaying. Afterwards, your body would be wrapped in layers of linen and sealed in resin, making you a mummy. Punching and kicking the eyes and gills can be an effective way to defend yourself during a shark attack. This can deter the shark from continuing its attack. Also, maintain strong eye contact as much as possible if you can, as this may cause the shark to lose interest. If it does lose interest, slowly and calmly back away towards safety, keeping your movements smooth to avoid splashing. You could save your poop and donate it to someone who has an infection in their intestines. Your sample would be screened to make sure that it has the helpful bacteria and that it's also free from contaminants. Then, through a colonoscopy, your poop would be delivered to another person's infected intestines. Your healthy poop will repopulate their gut with good bacteria, which fights the infection and restores balance.
I'm pretty sure the majority of people will not be staring down a shark if they were in that situation. You can't do anything but panic when you see a shark trying to tear you apart.
Happy birthday is witchcraft. Touch wood is an ancient magic ritual to summon the tree spirits. Turning the lights off and chanting happy birthday while blowing out candles and making a wish is a form of magic rituals. Black mirrors were used to contact spirits and we use them every single day. They were called scrying mirrors. Scry became screen. When you are praying, you are trying to cast a spell to change reality with your words. The word abracadabra translates to I will create with my words. This is why we call it spelling. It's a spell. Birthday rituals are making you age quicker. When we say how old are you, we are tricking our subconscious mind that we are old. When you jinx something, this is a jinn, which is an invisible creature within the astral planes.
Alright, you don't want to know how I acquired this? A real Freemasonic Bible. 1955. Earth. The earth was regarded as the universe itself. Every other body, the heavens, sun, moon, and stars being subsidiary to it. There seem traces of the idea that the world was a disk, bordered by the ocean and Jerusalem as its center. Heaven. The Jews divided heaven into three parts. The atmosphere, where the clouds gather, the firmament, in which sun, moon, and stars are fixed, and the upper heaven, the abode of God and his angels.
Look at this, baking a potato in the oven and it exploded all over my oven. Thank goodness I had a liner. Look, empty. Completely empty. Potatoes don't do this, guys. They're giving us fake food. Look at this.
I mean, there's something I've never seen in my life, and I think she's right. I don't think potatoes are supposed to do that.
A camera films the TikToker zooming in on Google Maps on a tablet. The TikToker goes into Street View where we can see a vast field of trees. He turns the camera and all of a sudden we can see the enormous creature that's causing all the stir. The TikToker zooms in and we can make out what seems to be an extremely tall, hairy beast with an ape-like face looking directly into the camera.
Okay, this is going to blow your mind. So yesterday, before I left the tunnel system, I saw a small exit. It was next to the larger cave that I came out of. There was a small exit to the side. I decided to put a trail cam there and just let it run overnight. And you are not going to fucking believe what it captured.
I don't know how I let the last part get me by surprise, but it did. Looked like one of those skinwalkers that we always see on my channel.
The more soft you become, the stronger you become. Because this is the principle of bend and survive. It's illustrated by the image of the pine tree and the willow. In the snow, the pine tree's trunk stands rigid, and the snow piles up and piles up and piles up. The branch doesn't give, and finally, crack, and it's done for. But the willow, as soon as a little snow accumulates on the branch, down it goes. The snow falls off, and the branch springs up again. So this isn't quite the idea of limpness. It's not softness in the sense of being just limp and flaccid, but of being springy, of having give.
You know what? That reminds me of that Bruce Lee quote when he said you got to be like water. You know, water adjusts to every situation. When you put water in the cup, it just conforms with the cup.
Oh, being born again, for example, right? A lot of people think that's when you go and you're giving yourself to the Lord and you're getting baptized and all of that. But I really believe that it's about being here in this third dimension and figuring out what you did wrong and understanding where you made your mistakes, looking at those mistakes, analyzing them, learning from them, and learning how not to repeat those mistakes so you can become a better person. And every day our goal is to become a better person a little bit at a time, every single day, trying to work towards perfection. Not that we can become absolutely perfect, maybe it's a possibility, but working towards that goal. But you'll see over time, those little tiny pieces of effort every single day, when you look back, you'll be able to say, wow, look where I came from a year ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago, whatever it was. You can realize that I've grown consciously since then. I've been born again through my own spirit. I've actually learned from past mistakes. I've realized them. I've created changes in my life to make myself a better person, and I'm moving forward. And I believe that's the path that we're on. How long can it take before a certain number of people are able to realize this and move towards those different levels? I believe when a certain amount of people get to that level, it's going to spark a sustained golden age, which is the ultimate goal. I believe that is the ultimate test of the third dimension.
So now we have watermelons getting their skin peeled like stickers in the stores. And you know, there's so many things that's going on with our food, but especially the watermelon. And then we got, you know, these new seedless watermelons that just popped up a couple years ago. And if you don't have seeds, how did it grow? What are we eating? Then we have people coming out and talking about the flesh of the watermelon. This just leaves so many questions like, did y'all actually put a coat over the watermelon? Why is this my first time seeing a watermelon getting peeled like a 5th grader hand playing inside of glue? And no cap, over the past 3 years, I done seen more stuff about watermelon than I have any other food that's inside the stores. Which make you have to ask the question, what's going on with our food? Why is there watermelon shedding like snake skin? Before y'all put that food in y'all mouth, make sure y'all watching and observing y'all food. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts on what y'all think about this video in the comments though. Like and follow for more wisdom and stay tuned. Watch the food.
Oh my gosh.
This is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
It sounds like a goat is dying.
What in the heck? We bought like an acid ball watermelon.
Ew. It doesn't smell good. Oh my gosh.
That thing was fizzing and popping.
First it was the peanut M&Ms, now it's the watermelon. I'm booking a one-way flight out of here.
The laws of power that I have, one of the things that's very important, I think it's law 25, is recreate yourself. The moment people start know who you are, they create your identity. Oh, Robert Greene is this person who writes these dark Machiavellian manipulative books. Then I'm trapped. I'm trapped by their perception of me, and I always have to be like a little dog performing for them, right? And I don't want to fall into that trap. You have to recreate yourself. You have to use your personality and who you are as clay that you are molding. You're like an artist. And so you change yourself. For each person, it's different. So for me, it means I don't write 48 Laws of Power Part 2. I write now a book that's not like the 48 Laws of Power at all. For you, it's doing your podcast but changing it up. Or maybe you do a different podcast, or maybe you go into a different career set. Or maybe you become a CEO or an entrepreneur in a different direction.
The 48 Laws of Power and The Art of War are my top 5 favorite books, definitely.
A real estate investor is lucky to be alive after a dangerous encounter inside a home he was rehabbing.
I have never seen anything like this before.
This next story shows the possible dangers of investigating an abandoned house or building. Ekram Usaler and his team are checking out a home in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania for a possible investment opportunity. But it looks like whoever is squatting in the house does not want visitors.
Look at this rock trap right here. Look. Wire. Look. Right, that goes up. Look at the nail with over knife there. system. Oh my god. Dude, that'll kill somebody, Look bro. what's in there, the knife. Look at here, see this string? Oh, no, don't move. That's a booby trap. Scott, see this string? So they put the broken glass over here. That's f***ing. This is why is this glass right here? This is homicide. It's homicide up there. Come here. It's got at the bottom. What's that? You think? Yeah. What is it? What's that? Oh! Look at that. Yo, that move straight up killed you right in your head, dude. What's this house? This house ain't up. Look at that. That is insane. Yo, coming right to your that head. thing's got bodies. Look at this. Look at this. Yo, that's right in your No, head. no, no. Hold on. You need to stop more. You need to step over. Yo, that would have got you right in your neck. Oh my God, right in his head.
Luckily, one of the men notices the trap line in time, and no one...
Man, that definitely would have been RIP for somebody who wasn't paying attention.
Lawrence addresses the viral clip from Bad Boys 4 premiere, shutting down all rumors surrounding his health. After a clip from the Bad Boys premiere in LA blew up online, everyone was buzzing about his well-being. In this viral video, Martin and his Bad Boys 4 co-star Will Smith were up on a bus, hyping up the crowd. Will had to hold his hand to keep him steady seemingly, and fans were quick to notice that Martin wasn't bringing the same energy as his buddy Will. Naturally, social media went wild with speculation. Fast forward to Tuesday, Martin and Will hit up Hot 97's Ebro in the morning, and host Ebro Darden didn't waste any time getting to the point. He straight up asked Martin, "Anything you want to say to the fans who are worried about your health?" Martin, keeping it real as always, responded, "I'm fine, I'm in God's hands." He went on to say, "I'm blessed, you know? I'm just happy to wake up every day. I'm all good. No need for people to be concerned."
Quentin Tarantino, who's worth $120 million, says he's never given a single penny to his mother for one reason. Tarantino says that from a young age, his mother belittled his writing and admitted she never backed his ambitious dream. Going on to recall how when he would get into trouble for writing screenplays at school, his mom would say, "This little writing career that you're doing, that's is over. And because of that, she would never see a penny from his success as revenge for her lack of belief. While his and his mother's relationship may be better now, Quentin decided to break his promise only once to help out his mother financially.
Now that teaches everybody a valuable lesson. When your kids are trying to move in the right direction, encourage it. Because the next thing you know, they get rich and you get nothing.
Can't even make this up. These fans just met Playboy Carti at Wireless, which is a famous festival location in London where celebrities like Playboy Carti fly in to do their shows. And these two fans managed to meet him, but it wasn't a normal interaction, which is why I'm making this video. You can see that they look scared and worried as his eyes were looking red, and overall the whole thing was just disturbing looking. Check this out.
Party at Wireless.
Also, did you notice that somebody was saying in the background, guys, be careful?
It was safe for like... I don't know if y'all hear that. That mess behind me that I'm leaving. Something is not right with that. Jesus, in Jesus' name. I'm walking up and down through this Rolling Loud concert, praying, clutching my pearls because that sounds like some mess.
Anyway, so do you think something was going on with Carti? Let me know your thoughts on it.
But you can't just start saying I'm walking out of a concert when you know exactly who the artists are and you know exactly what time it is. Come on now.
What's going on here, y'all? But all I know is the earth is speaking to us, y'all. Look at all these albino squirrels. This is in Minnesota. It's like with the new bright white sun brought all these bright white animals in, y'all. Check this out, y'all. Look at this. So this is just a squirrel.
In our lives seen a deer like that. How many people in this world can say they seen a deer that looks like that? Wow.
And then this type of deer, what kind of deer is this? I don't even know what kind of deer this is. Like, can anybody let us know? And then look at this one. There's an albino deer.
This is something you don't see or hear about very often. A couple driving last night near 12 Mile and Orchard Lake Roads in Farmington Hills spotted an albino deer. The deer was grazing near a parking lot. The woman who took the video said the deer looked malnourished. We have photos of the deer right now on our website at
Look at that, y'all.
Now that's definitely interesting. I've never seen any albino squirrels or albino deers or anything like that. But I mean, I guess that does happen in nature too. But there were a lot of albino squirrels. Now that isn't normal.
These are all dead jellyfish, you guys. What is going on? All of these. Look at this. This is so... It's so sad. This is so sad.
Go back, son. What? Go back a little bit, then zoom in so they can see it. All on the Ring camera detection. Now watch this, the next one. What the hell? Pause it on that. Yo.
He lit up the whole street. Look how big this thing is.
Yo.
The internet is upset that stores like Whole Foods and Costco are selling fake fruits.
What is going on? We have watermelons their skin peeled like stickers.
It gets very tough and doesn't really break.
This is rubber.
Ari Osborne uploaded a video sharing her experience with the fake blueberries. She bought organic blueberries from Whole Foods, and when she threw the remaining blueberries in garbage disposal, she heard an odd sound. That's when she discovered the blueberry was rubber.
Something's stuck. So I go in the drain and there's a blueberry that's not breaking apart. I pick it up and why is there a rubber blueberry in my toddler's snack?
Stretchy. Everyone's like, oh, stretch it if it really is rubber.
While others shared buying this banana from Costco and called it fake. Other user bought this watermelon from Sam's Club. Some people think this is 3D printed food, similar to the 3D printed meat.
He's as big as your board.
Two guys paddleboarding can't believe their eyes.
We were both just like shocked, like, oh my God, look at the size of this thing.
Rick German and his friend spotted the bizarre-looking creature just off the coast of Laguna Beach, California.
My buddy's board is 14 feet long, and I tell you what, it looks almost as big as the board.
So what the heck is it? It's called a sunfish and can weigh up to 2 tons. But don't be scared. Even though its flattened body gives it a monstrous appearance, it's actually a gentle giant. Weird sea creatures are popping up all along the California coast. Check out this alien-looking fish with a see-through head and glowing green eyes. It's a rare sighting of a barrel-eye fish by a deep-sea remote-operated vehicle in Monterey Bay. And in the same deep waters, this reddish-purple sea creature is called a phantom jellyfish. Those tentacles are 33 feet long. It's only the 9th time ever that a phantom jellyfish has been caught on video. And some dead sea monsters are washing ashore. Look at the teeth on this thing. It's a rare Pacific football fish found in San Diego. And not far away, this 4-foot-long deep-sea cannibalistic lancet fish was spotted.
It kind of elicits this nightmarish feel.
James Stewart of the Aquarium of the Pacific says that while these creatures look scary,
I wouldn't really consider any of them really a problem for people.
We sure hope he's right.
That might be the biggest sunfish I've ever seen.
Number 3. The end of the world. Nostradamus was not only concerned with the fate of human affairs, he also had a vision of a cosmic disaster that would threaten the very existence of the Earth and its inhabitants. According to some interpreters, some of his quatrain predicts a comet or an asteroid will hit the Earth in 2030, causing a huge impact and a global catastrophe. It will be visible in the sky for a long time before it strikes, creating a spectacle of fear and awe. The impact will create a massive crater and a shock wave that will devastate the surrounding area. It will also trigger earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanic eruptions, and landslides around the world. Millions of people will die or be injured by the direct or indirect effects of the collision. The impact will eject a large amount of dust and debris into the atmosphere, blocking the sunlight and creating a nuclear winter. This will lower the global temperature and reduce the rainfall, affecting the climate and the vegetation. Crops will fail, animals will starve, and diseases will spread. Famine, pestilence, and war will follow. The impact will alter the orbit and the rotation of the Earth, changing the length of the day and the year and the position of the poles and the equator. This will affect the seasons, the tides, and the magnetic field. The Earth's gravity and the Moon's influence will also change, affecting the stability and the habitability of the planet. The impact will also have a psychological and spiritual impact on humanity, as people will face the possibility of extinction and the meaning of life. Some will lose hope and faith, while others will find strength and courage. Some will seek salvation and redemption, while others will seek revenge and destruction. Some will cooperate and unite, while others will compete and fight. Nostradamus foresaw a cosmic disaster that would change the world and human destiny. He predicted that a comet or an asteroid would hit the Earth and that it would be a sign and a test for humanity. He also suggested that there might be a way to prevent or survive this catastrophe if people can decipher his clues and act accordingly.
I sure hope he was wrong about that. And at the same time, why would you leave clues about how to fix something like that or how to save humanity? Nobody's trying to solve riddles when it comes to mankind. I think we're all trying to keep this thing going.
The gateway process. A term that might sound straight out of a science fiction novel or a conspiracy theory form. But it's far more real and intriguing than one might imagine. Imagine a world where you could transcend the confines of reality. Travel through space and time with just the power of your consciousness. In 1983, Lieutenant Colonel Wayne McDonald submitted a groundbreaking report titled Analysis and Assessment of Gateway Process to U.S. Army Intelligence. This report was no ordinary military briefing. It detailed a revolutionary method for achieving out-of-body experiences, all in the pursuit of intelligence gathering. The gateway process isn't your typical military strategy. It's a mind-bending journey that involves participants projecting their consciousness beyond the constraints of our perceived reality. Developed by the Monroe Institute in the 1970s, this process combines brainwave synchronization techniques with specific sound frequencies to induce altered states of consciousness. What exactly does the gateway process offer? According to McDonald's report, participants can potentially traverse the universe, visiting any location and time period imaginable. It challenges the very fabric of our understanding of reality, suggesting that our universe is but a construct of the mind. Delving deeper, the report explores holographic theory, proposing that the universe is a complex interplay of energy fields. It theorizes that human consciousness can transcend physical limitations and exchange information with other dimensions, potentially reshaping reality itself through a process known as patterning. But with great power comes great responsibility and risk. While proponents of the gateway process tout enhanced self-awareness, creativity, and clarity as potential benefits, there are darker shadows lurking in the depths. Reports of intense anxiety, depression, and even psychosis among participants serve as cautionary tales. Colonel MacDonald himself warned of encounters with non-friendly entities beyond the boundaries of time and space. The missing page, 25 of the CIA's Gateway Report, later released by the Monroe Institute, only adds to the mystery and speculation surrounding the process.
Nope. Won't be doing any of that. Too much risk, not enough reward.
You're getting old if you remember these long-gone fast food specialties. Back in the 90s, you could get a McDonald's cheeseburger for just 29 cents. We'd buy 40 of them and stock up our fridge. There used to be ashtrays in every fast food restaurant. Fried apple pies used to burn the roof of my mouth every time, but that didn't stop them from being delicious. Old McDonald's designs were absolute art. Today's kids have never seen them, let alone the playgrounds outside. They have no idea about the fun of the hamburger jail. Wendy's used to be yellow, and that was when it was at its best. Taco Bell's little houses and their nostalgic interiors always bring back memories. They had deals for 59 cents, 79 cents, and 99 cents. I remember they also had a coin drop game, and I tried many times to win a burger. The old Burger King look. I still remember their crown-shaped nuggets. And the old Subway restaurant wallpaper could look like this. Do you remember these?
Now, I don't remember any of that, but that looks like that might have been the right time to be alive. I don't know.
Hi. Oh my god, Tiana, go. Go. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Tiana. It's okay, honey. Tiana. Tiana. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Eita! Que é isso, véi?
Meu Deus do céu, cara.
Que porra é essa?
Será que eu passo?
Que é isso? Passa, Thiago, passa, véi. Passa, véi, acelera.
Yo, do you see this like bunny mask that's just... Stop. Stop, it's a person. Oh my god, it's a person. 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 Oh my god.
سند ليش قايل ايش؟ بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سند. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اسمها السند. كيف انت هيك سند؟
Governor Ron DeSantis has declared a state of emergency as Florida is flooded with heavy rainfall. Roads have been turned into rivers. People have left their homes and abandoned their vehicles. Residents have been told to prepare as 30 inches of rainfall could hit the state.
It's not going to get any better.
Nope.
You know what I mean? It's just going to get worse. So I would rather you get safe and get someplace higher and drier than sitting in here. I mean, you're sitting in feet of water, you know?
In theory, if you're going to plunge into floodwater, electric cars should outperform their gas-guzzling counterparts.
Internal combustion engines need air, and when the streets turn into rivers, that breath is choked off. In this flash flood emergency around Hollandale Beach in Broward County, you see dozens of stranded cars. But let's not kid ourselves, the drivers matter too, and some should rethink their choices.
What in the Broward County is going on? That's one way to avoid a flooded road, but you're in a Tesla.
And that wasn't even the worst Tesla driver I saw today.
Bad idea.
Whoever was making that video must have been in a rush because that date is obviously wrong, but the event is current. You can tell it's part of that same exact timeline. So it looks like you might be in more luck if you're driving a Tesla in that situation. Definitely got to send some prayers and positive energy out to Florida right now.
This is how the U.S. interstate highways are numbered. First, the interstate majors that goes from east to west and north to south has to be a 2-digit number and has to be divisible by 5. The highways that goes from east to west are even numbers that ends with a 0 that starts from I-10 to I-90, indicating horizontal highway routes. Although there is no I-50 and I-60, and the highways that goes from north to south are odd numbers that has to end with 5 to indicate verticality. Hence you got I-5 to I-95. Even though I-5 is not a 2-digit number, but we can always put an imaginary 0 in front of it. The lower the numbers, the more south and west you are, and the higher the number, the more east and north you are. And if it ends in a 0, you're traveling horizontally, and if it ends with a 5, you're traveling vertically. Now let's move on to the interstate minors, which uses 3-digit numbers like the I-295 or the I-495. Interstate minors diverge from the majors and have the last 2 digits match the major from where they came from, and if the first digit is even, it means it will eventually connect back to the major. And the interstate minors that starts with an odd numbers warns that it will not connect back to its parent.
That information might come in pretty handy in the near future, trust me.
Oh my goodness. I called the emergency. They said to call leasing office. Leasing office said they're unavailable.
Oh my god.
Nah, let's hope they had that insurance though.
This video before it's removed from the internet.
There is no such thing as a free press. You know it and I know it. There's not one of you who would dare to write his honest opinions. The business of a journalist is to destroy truth, to lie outright, to pervert, to vilify, to fawn at the feet of mammon, and to sell himself, his country and his race for his daily bread. We are tools, vassals of rich men behind the scenes. We are jumping jacks, they pull the strings, we dance. Our talents, our possibilities and our lives are the property of these men. We are intellectual prostitutes. So we have a structure of manipulation which is string pulling the politicians of all political colours, the media, the intelligence agencies, the big companies and the global banking system. And the plan now is to create so much conflict around the world, so much chaos, including a massive global collapse which they'll engineer someone else to be blamed for, that we'll have a situation where we'll have a massive problem which has to find a solution. And the solution will be centralized government, centralized bank, centralized currency, which won't be physical money, but which will be credit, and centralized army. One group of people which this conspiracy must suppress if it's to succeed in the next generation.
Boy, was he spot on about everything he just said. I mean, he must have had the inside secrets.
Technology is the mark of the beast. It's very simple. It says in the Bible, an intelligent man will know the number of man is 666. For whatever reason, humanity wants to believe that the only language that ever existed was the English language. There were a lot of languages that existed long before English. And numbers were invented late in the game of life and literature. It was all symbols, especially coming from Kemet, Egypt. The number 6, the symbol for it, in Latin numerology, is W. What did we used to have to type before they started making it a ghost so you didn't have to acknowledge you were writing 666, 666, 666, 666 all day, all night?
What is that? What is it?
No, that's the acronym we gave it. That's the acronym we gave it. It never had a name.
Wow.
It was just WWW. Somebody invented that World Wide Web shit. Anybody could put a name on something. Why don't we want to accept what's right in our faces? Want to know why? Because motherfuckers get up and ask this a question before they ask God a question.
Now, she's come out and said a lot of things, but that statement she just said right there was probably one of the realest.
Did you see the video that Ari posted?
Yes, I did. The blueberries.
Yeah, the blueberry. So, this is wild, and you have to be very careful. Ari bought Maple some blueberries. She ate some, whatever, and there was something like pinging around in the disposal that wasn't mashing up. So reached her hand in and pulls out like a rubber fake blueberry. It was in the pack of blueberries.
Did you get it from a farmer's market?
No, got it from Whole Foods.
Did anybody else experience it?
Yes, there's a very strange phenomenon going around. No one can figure out why this is happening, but there's...
Is there anything inside these?
I cut it open and it's rubbery. In doing some investigation, people are like posting videos of bananas. They're peeling bananas and they're rubber bananas inside of peel. There's celery that's plastic.
It's aliens.
I think it could be worse.
Created a camera so fast it slows to a crawl the fastest moving thing in the universe, light.
The camera has a resolution of 1/1000th of a frame per second. And so we can actually observe light as it goes through this scene.
1 trillion frames per second? At that speed, a flash of light on a still life is transformed into a journey.
We'll see light coming in by its reflection off the floor.
Oh, wow.
As the light wave propagates, it'll hit the surface of the fruit and we'll see that light up. And then only after delay will you see the light hit the wall behind it, and only after another delay will you actually see the shadow behind it.
Wait, so the shadow doesn't appear instantaneously?
That's right, because the wall is farther away, it takes light longer time to reach it.
That's crazy. Soda bottle filled with water, but then a flash.
So you see the pulse of light enter in from the left?
This pulse is actually a packet of photons, particles of light.
And we can see its energy front sweeping across the bottle from left to right. And eventually the pulse will hit the cap and emit a bright flash.
Just think how fast it was traveling.
About 600 million miles per hour.
And how long did that event take in real life?
It took 1/1000th of a second for light to go from one end to the other.
Put another way, if you were to film that iconic apple with this camera and made a movie of the bullet entering the picture, going through the apple and out the other side,
it would take about a year to watch this entire movie.
This would take a year to watch?
That's right, yeah.
Now, that clip had nothing but facts in it, and I'm glad that they actually filmed that, because, I mean, when do you get to see the speed of light or the process of it? Not often.
Check out the terrifying moment a man found the back rooms in real life. This is crazy.
I have no idea where the hell I am. This place is so creepy. I'm so glad I didn't bring Jacob or Tommy. This place is just, too weird. I'm getting out of here. What the heck was that?
Now, don't get me wrong. It looked like just an empty office space, but there was definitely something eerie and creepy about it. I don't know. Let me know what you think.
Why are they hiding this? This is the first ever picture of Jesus. Why is he holding a wand? This is where it gets rather peculiar. In this ancient painting, discovered in the catacombs of Rome, Jesus is seen with a wand-like object saying, "This symbol holds the power of the divine." The painting dates back over 2,000 years, so why is Jesus holding something that resembles a magical wand? This is where things take a turn. Recent research suggests that this wand-like object wasn't just a symbol of divinity, but a tool of advanced technology passed down from an ancient civilization. Some researchers believe that this object represents a connection to the lost technologies from a highly advanced civilization that existed long before our mainstream timeline. Ancient texts and artifacts from various cultures depict similar wand-like tools used for healing, energy manipulation, and communication with higher realms. However, once these connections were suspected, the true story was buried to maintain the conventional narrative of history and religion. The presence of the wand in the earliest image of Jesus hints at a deeper understanding of technology and energy, possibly inherited from ancient advanced civilizations like Atlantis or Lemuria.
But Post Malone was recently on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
Did you see the clip where he was talking about the mineral called xenon?
No.
Okay. Xenon is a mineral that really comes to fruition when an atomic bomb goes off. And the entire surface of Mars, the soil is enriched with xenon.
And it can only happen when nuclear bombs go off? Like, that's like, it's only been found?
As we currently understand it here.
Wow. So is it valuable?
I think so.
I think it's just the byproduct of those kind of reactions.
Interesting.
That gets me kind of excited, though.
That Mars is like one inhabited?
Because, like, we're saying we want to go back to Mars.
Yeah.
What if we came here from Mars? That's what I'm saying.
I never thought about that.
Like, it was a nuclear war that happened on Mars.
And so this was the new Earth.
And the pyramids
people
were
like, we're not going to Earth.
space stations.
That's the teleportation beam.
Hey!
Yeah.
Soundbite.
But I just thought that was crazy. And they've
weird
now
to think
found
about.
it looks like a dried creek bed and like dried out riverbeds and stuff.
Dude, that's wild.
And on the pessimistic side of things, that lets you know what happens when you got a few trigger-happy people with nuclear bombs at their fingertips.
If World War III occurs, please stay away from the following areas. Firstly, Seattle, Washington. Seattle has numerous military bases, including the Kitsap Naval Base, one of the most critical naval bases in the United States, housing a significant portion of the Pacific submarine fleet. Other countries may attempt to destroy these submarine bases, resulting in destruction and civilian casualties. Secondly, Honolulu, Hawaii. Due to the presence of many military bases, including Pearl Harbor, which serves as the headquarters of the United States Pacific Fleet. Hawaii is geographically distant from the other states of the U.S., potentially making it challenging for mainland military support to reach Hawaii promptly in the event of invasion by other countries. Of course, there's also Norfolk, Virginia. Norfolk is an area with very active military operations, boasting the world's largest naval base and the Pentagon. Situated along the Atlantic coast, it could become a target for attacks from Europe or neighboring countries, leading to civilian casualties. Stay vigilant at all times and share this information with friends to brainstorm countermeasures together.
So I had to come and share it with the iTrack fam, and I was taking notes.
Keeping this from you. This is the underground city that was found beneath Los Angeles by a man named Warren Shufelt. It was discovered using a device he invented to detect underground tunnels and caverns. Shufelt mapped out a network of passageways stretching for miles beneath the city. And here is where it gets crazy. His maps indicated a central chamber filled with gold and advanced artifacts. Shufelt said that upon analysis of the artifacts and the scriptures found within the passageways, they all pointed to a lost continent named Lemuria. Despite his groundbreaking findings, city officials abruptly shut down his excavation. They officially claimed that the tunnels were old subway lines. But this is where they messed up. The Los Angeles subway system didn't begin operation until 1990, over 70 years after Schufelt's discovery. So what subway lines were they referring to? Some speculate that they were referring to an ancient civilization that had access to a subway-like system. Some have even gone further to say that the city officials had knowledge from the future. They knew that Los Angeles would eventually have a running subway system in the years to come, therefore it would be the perfect cover-up, perfectly concealing its true origins.
Now, I've been hearing about tunnels under LA for the longest of times, so that actually connects a few dots and gives us some information to do a little bit more homework. I'm going to give the guy who was clutching on his tool his props because he could have let it off and put that mountain lion down, but he didn't. He held his nerves tight. I'm going to give him that.
And you see this Mark Zuckerberg building this $270 million bunker?
If you have $1 billion, we have learned that you can do whatever you want to do. When Elon Musk wants to send things in space, he don't have to ask nobody's permission. Congress don't meet. Senate don't meet. No police department got to be warned. He don't need a permit. None of that. If you got $1 billion, you do what you want to do, and then you tell them what you did.
Right.
And that's how it goes.
What he building a $270 million bunker? What do he know that we don't know, Cat?
Kim Jong-un? What? I don't know what you don't know. Do you understand that people that are not very bright are in charge of nuclear bombs all across the country?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he knows. He knows that 30% of all weapons systems are running off regular Wi-Fi. So what does that mean? That means if a solar flare or a meteor hits either one of those, literally a bomb can go off just because the system accidentally got turned off. Yeah, that's what he knows. The people that are in power know that the people that are running the most complicated and deadliest things on the planet are just an average idiot. And you know lots of idiots.
I do.
Yep. And these people are not special. Back in the day they were.
Yeah.
Not today. Not today.
The way Kat explains it is, you're better off preparing for it to go down instead of acting like it won't.
Nowhere, and this is how you know simulation is broke. Look, the sun is over there. No clouds, no clouds, no clouds. This cloud over there, but where's the shadow for this cloud coming from if the sun is behind me? Check this out.
Okay, I'm losing my mind. Can we look at this huge circle in the sky and then look at our sun with the rainbow around it? Then there's also a circle around that. This is wild. And then there's a huge circle.
And this is what the sun is looking like today. Looking like the cosmic womb.
That's that lemon. That's what Elon Musk meant. Orange is the new lemon. Look at this, boy.
I don't know what that is. Whatever it is, it's very... Everybody all across the world has been seeing things.
Did you know that the Crypt Keeper from Tales of the Crypt actually has Chucky's eyes? The dolls were made by the same person, and when HBO started running out of money to make the show, they needed him to just start using parts he had lying around, so the doll's actually made with a lot of the animatronics that Chucky used and his eyes. Now you know.
And you know what? It's the eyes that make all the difference. It's like you can see the demon in both of those characters.
Yes.
I mean, it was pretty obvious the shark had a flat tire, and he was trying to pull over and get some AAA, but nobody wanted to help him. Now that's just plain sad.
You know why some people age faster than others within the same age group? The reason is that real age is not determined by the date of birth. It is determined by the length of telomeres. Nobel Prize laureate Professor Blackburn studied telomeres and discovered that the cells of our body are constantly replaced by new ones. But the problem is that the number of cell divisions is limited, and the number of these divisions is determined by the length of telomeres. With each cell division, telomeres are damaged, and their length decreases. When they can no longer shorten, the cell cannot divide, and you start to get gray hair, wrinkles, and a weakened immune system. Professor Blackburn studied a group of mothers who had to take care of their children for a long time, over 4 years, and found that the longer and more intense the stress period, the shorter the telomeres, and the faster the aging process. The main factor influencing the length of telomeres is the emotions caused by stress. If the emotion is negative, it directly affects their length. A positive attitude towards problems preserves your youth and health.
So besides what's going on in the rest of the world, y'all, a huge sinkhole just opened up in the middle of this town in South Africa, y'all. Look at this. This is huge, and not to mention deep. He doesn't even want to look in the hole to see how deep this is. But yo, oh man, let me see. Nah, bro. Look at this. So not just in the town of South Africa, but just by a road as well. Look at this.
And our road is going to be opening soon. As we're talking, it's tearing away. As we're talking, it's tearing.
This is one of their main roads, y'all. And there's a big sinkhole that opened right next to it. And it's still cracking. It's not even done yet. Look at this, y'all. What is going on? Look. They said not to walk along the road. I mean, that's common sense. That's common sense that nobody would walk across the road, but look at this.
Now, just after 8 o'clock, where I am standing now, on the Rondebosch Road.
I mean, that's Mother Earth letting us know we messed around and now we're about to find out.
A little shaky, I don't know what's wrong with me. No, but it's good. No, it's good. You're going to be good. It's like you look great, and you're amazing.
I come in and I keep your emotions and I deal with your emotions over here. But when it comes time for business,
him as Eminem, but he's going to join the
In Catholic school, leave room for the Holy Ghost. Anyway, there is a lot of memories today, actually. It's a big day in music history.
35 years. A good majority of those clips were completely hilarious. I guess the darker side to that is, how can they all be a coincidence? You know, that zombie-like state that they go into?
It's a major change from the Department of Transportation, and again, it affects your money. Take a look at this, because passengers must now get automatic cash refunds when a flight is canceled for any reason or delayed by more than 3 hours for domestic flights, more than 6 hours for international. But there's more here. If the airline changes any of your airports, adds connections, downgrades your seat, or even changes the plane to one that's less accessible to those with disabilities, those are all new reasons for cash refunds. Also, the smaller issue issues, if your checked bags aren't delivered within as little as 12 hours or your Wi-Fi doesn't work, you're entitled to refunds there too, and you should get that money back within 7 business days. Now, I've got to tell you, though, this won't happen right away, and that's because the DOT says that airlines need some time to put it in place. There's a deadline, though. They have 6 months to do it.
For as much as I like to travel, that's absolutely great news.
Ryan Garcia might not be faking it. Bro just spent $1.5 million on a ring for one of his multiple girlfriends.
Can you show me the ring? Show them up. That's 1.5.
That's it? He said that's it? $1.5 million on one of your girlfriends? And then I see this on Twitter. Ryan Garcia spotted with 2 different women in Miami after getting engaged. And the girl that he gave the ring to said this under it. And then she posted this on her story. Name another man that's married, has 3 kids, is newly engaged, dating around, boxing champion, loves God, and has good taste in music. That girl looks like this. I guess there's a reason they call him King Rye. You could make a movie about the last month of this dude's life. He had one of the best promotional runs in boxing in a long time. He got advice from Mayweather before the fight on how to get an advantage and came in 3 pounds overweight. He had to let out a cry before his fight because he couldn't believe how much money he was about to make. He said F the belt, proceeded to put a clinic on a pound-for-pound undefeated world champion, collected a $50 million purse, bet $2 million on himself that he would win, and cashed out another $12 million, secured another baddie, and he actually knows a lot about God and the Bible. I also didn't know that Woah Vicky is now like a devout Christian on her TikTok page. But this guy needs to be studied because he just pulled off the greatest heist of all time.
Definitely something you don't see every day. I mean, I can't say I saw that coming.
You trolled the entire world with the fight. So was this all an act? What part of it was real? Tell us about it.
I mean, my cameraman Chance, Ajay's there. Hey, we have it pre-recorded months ago. What did I say was gonna happen? I said, I'm about to make sure everybody thinks I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Watch, it's gonna be called The Great Escape. Like, I have it all documented. I was already planning it, weeks and weeks and months behind. I don't know what made me come up with the idea, honestly. I just, one day just decided just to go all in and just commit to a plan that I had. And I was not gonna budge for nobody. It didn't matter if I went on his podcast, anybody's podcast. I was acting like sporadic, like crazy. I would go on
your mannerisms. You were just like
spaces. I'll do this with my nose. Like, it's just a tick. I had everything. But then you make adjustments too. What was real though is at times I did drink a little bit during camp because I like to drink.
Genius.
Hey, want to learn the biggest secret in the world? In March 2023, sketchy billionaire Peter Thiel started a bank run. I did 1,500 hours of research, and I learned all their rotten secrets. The big one is the cryptocurrency. It's history's first planetary, multi-trillion-dollar Ponzi scheme. That's an economic doomsday device. And when that Ponzi goes insolvent, as all Ponzis must, we'll get the worst economic collapse in world history. And every powerful person you can think of is in on it. Want to know why everything gets worse and more expensive? That's because we live in a secret kleptocracy. That's when the government gets taken over by con artists whose only job is to steal from the public. And I hope you know this is wonderful news. Because now that the public knows about the secret kleptocracy, they get to abolish their criminal government.
So from what I understand, this is the guy who set himself on fire. And if even 10% of what he said is true, I mean, that's incredibly creepy.
Freemasons wear the M symbol, which is the same symbol for Gmail. The G is the Masonic G. The M is the mother. This is why they wear it in the genital area. The mother makes you into matter. Once you're made into matter, she delivers the male. Women hold a stargate within them. Everyone in this world has come through the mother into matter. This is why the female is so important. 0 and 1, the binary code of all creation. 0's the woman, the 1's the male. The male is the master over the physical world. This is why he is strong. The female is the master of the spiritual world. This is why she is very intuitive and sensitive to energy. The male is electric. This is a penetrating force. Female is magnetic. She attracts. Electric and magnetic electromagnetism. If you understand electromagnetism, you understand everything. Everything is electromagnetic. It is the real.
Now that's what you call truth hidden in plain sight.
Do you know mermaids are actually biblical? I will explain what one of the most important missing books from the Bible says about mermaids, and why throughout history there have been countless sightings of what is believed to be a mythical creature known as the mermaid. These creatures have been documented in several ancient cultures, with each culture labeling the beings with different names. However, they each possess the same overt appearance. So we must begin asking ourselves how real these creatures actually are. And when we do, we can find the answer because there is a secret missing book that's a part of the Bible that speaks about mermaids and who they actually are. Let me explain. There were 2,000-year-old biblical scrolls found in a cave in Qumran, and these scrolls are known as the Dead Sea Scrolls. These ancient scrolls contain the biblical text we know of today, including the book of Genesis and the book of Isaiah, to name a few. However, there was one book that was completely hidden from the Bible for decades. This book is known as the Book of Enoch. This book adds on to the topics the Holy Bible doesn't go into depth with, such as the biblical creature.
And I have another video on my channel, and I think they said that the country that has that actual book is Ethiopia, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that's interesting.
Hey guys, check this video out. What we're looking at here is footage of a family's home security system. This is taken in the United States, North Carolina at 1:30 in the morning. When the owners of the home woke up in the morning and they got a notification on their phone, this is the video that showed up. And what we have here is a creature walking up on 2 feet, some type of cryptoid creature. Now, the only thing I know that walks on 2 feet is a human being and probably a monkey and other animals, but we've never seen anything this small. Some people are calling this an alien. Others are calling it a mythical creature. But what could this possibly be, guys? Comment below. Don't forget to follow and repost the video. Thanks for watching, guys.
Now, I know somebody here can explain to me what that is. I mean, that is absolutely creepy. I mean, if that's CGI, then let's call it that. But I have a feeling that that's not CGI. So if you know what it is, let me know.
Symbolism will be their downfall. Or is it just art? And let me be the first to tell you, it's all connected. I mean, if you know, you know. But first, let's go back to that video of Ellen DeGenerate. When the camera turns, you can see the inside of her house. Now, see that picture right there? Well, if you pause it and look it up, it says evil thoughts with revenge right next to it. Here's another picture of Ellen in her house, and this is the picture behind her. Now, the thing I'm curious about is the letters on top of the picture. These look oddly similar to the letters Marina Abramovich writes out when she does spirit cooking. Remember the beginning of the video? It's all connected. And that person that was in all red is Lady Gaga, and she went to Marina Abramovich many times for teaching. But let's continue. This is another picture of Ellen in her home. She's cutting her mother's hair, but what is that picture above her head?
And I don't think any of that's a coincidence. I think people are now waking up and doing their homework.
It was one thing, and money is one thing, but reverence for life and service to others is the key to getting off this planet.
Can't just scroll past that. I mean, he just dropped a gem. Pure facts.
So there's this picture on my dad's phone, and it's really scary, and they think it's the last thing he's gonna see before he dies. This just showed up on his phone out of nowhere. It says January 30th, 2027, and no one knows where this picture was taken from or what it's of. He doesn't remember taking this picture. It's just on his phone.
So I came home from the store, and I opened up this gallon of milk, and I poured myself a glass of milk. And then I realized I should have shaken up that milk, so I poured my milk back into the jug. Now my milk jug is full of milk, and I still have this much milk left in my glass! How does it make any sense? Where did all the milk come from?
I mean, was it just me, or did that guy seem completely calm after looking at like parasites or amoebas or whatever that was on his hair follicle? That looked completely disgusting and disturbing.
String of high-profile CEOs, founders, and heirs are selling a massive amount of stocks at their own companies lately. Most of them were at all-time high prices. Jeff Bezos quickly cashed out $8.5 billion in 9 trading days. Jamie Dimon, chairman and CEO of JP Morgan Chase, made his first cash out since taking the job 18 years ago and sold $150 million in stock. Around the same time, Leon Black, co-founder and former CEO of Apollo Global Management, also shed a first-time $172.8 million stock sale. Mark Zuckerberg also unloaded 1.4 million shares of Meta stock through dozens of trades since the beginning of February, worth roughly $638 million. Fortune editor Amanda Garrett explains the recent phenomena.
So it all kind of happened in this short period of time. You see a lot of heads of companies, people at the top selling billions in some cases of dollars worth of stock. And so that's quite a trend. The market is really high right now. NASDAQ set another new record. These are ultra high net worth individuals. And so I would imagine that their advisors have been telling them for a very long time that it would be prudent to diversify your holdings, especially in the case of someone like Jamie Dimon, who's never sold stock before, someone like Leon Black, who's never sold stock before. And so when you see those types of investors turning their holdings into cash, it definitely sort of sets off this cascade effect. I would expect that to happen because it's pretty influential when a billionaire is selling stock.
So if you ever want to know which way the economy might be heading, yeah, follow the money.
I don't know how, I don't know where it came from. Miyagi voice, Miyagi presence, Miyagi spirit emerged. Never once, never for one instant, before, during, and since, did I ever have a sense that I can't do this part.
Yes, I know it's crazy to hear Pat's real voice. A few fans were saying check out Happy Days and Sanford and Sons to see Prime Minister Miyagi. So here we go. Have any of you seen this show?
Hey, Pop, what kind of way is that to talk, man? Especially since our Chew came all the way over here just to cook dinner for us tonight.
See, Mr. Sanford, I've had dinner here so often that I just figured it'd be nice if I cooked for you once, to wait a man's heart through his stomach, right?
Yeah, and the way to the street is use your feet.
I mean, that's just called great acting. I mean, there's not much more to it than that.
November 6, 1979, he was on the road with his brothers on the Destiny Tour. MJ will be my new name. No more Michael Jackson. I want a whole new character, a whole new look. I should be a totally different person. People should never think of me as the kid who sang ABC, I Want You Back. I should be a new, incredible actor, singer, dancer that will shock the world. I will do no interviews. I will be magic. I will be a perfectionist, a researcher, a trainer, a master. I will be better than every great actor roped in one. I must have the most incredible training system to dig and dig and dig until I find. I will study and look back on the whole world of entertainment and perfect it. Take it steps further from where the greatest left.
Now that's a gym that's been going on since the beginning of time. Write down your dreams and then put the work in.
This is not photoshopped, and people's heads will all start to morph into this.
I have a dent. It's a f***ing indent, bro. You don't. Okay, well...
Scientists predicted that many internet users will all have mutilated heads in the near future, and their heads will dent. However, this is no longer a prediction and is now happening across the world. People were terrified when Twitch streamer Curtis had shaved his head for charity.
Dude, the shaver's working like a champ. Dude, I have like an indent right here. This is where my headphones go. I have a fucking headphone indent in my head?
Curtis was terrified to see the start of a dent. Oh, but there's more, because it didn't just stop there. This prompted other gamers to shave their heads and to post their shaved heads to speak up about it. Streamer Tim the Tapman posted a terrifying photo of what his head has turned into.
Is there a dent in my head? Dude!
Many people have now been opting out of using headsets to avoid this, but it might be too late for many. The scientist's prediction also talked about gamers' bellies as well as their hand shape. So, which will be next?
And you know I'm checking my head like 3 times a day.
In 2008, Chicago, financially struggling, sold its control of 36,000 parking meters to a private pool of investors that stretched as far as Abu Dhabi. The deal was for 75 years at a hefty sum of $1.15 billion. Fast forward to today, Chicago's loss is staggering, with over $136 million in potential annual revenue going straight to the investors' pockets. The investors? They've made a cool $500 million in profit above their initial investment, with 60 more years left in their contract. As the city fights to introduce sustainable transit alternatives, it's trapped, having to buy back parking spots at a premium.
Sugar in a baby's brain is called ADHD. Sugar in an adult's brain is called dementia and Alzheimer's. Sugar in your eyes is called glaucoma. Sugar in your teeth is called cavities. Sugar on your skin is called aging. Sugar in your sleep is called insomnia. Sugar in your blood is called diabetes. Excess sugar in your body is called cancer. Sugar and alcohol kill good bacteria in your gut. So now that you know this, how do you detox from processed sugar? Probiotics with lactobacillus help metabolize sugar and increase the good bacteria in your gut. L-glutamine helps reduce sugar cravings, and obviously cutting back on processed and packaged snacks and foods.
The more you know.
You guys have any Masonic friends?
I do.
Okay.
And he told me that if I wanted to be a Mason, all I'd have to say is I'd like to be invited. So for me, I was like, well, how big of a secret society is it if I just got to ask?
He used a concealed camera. It was his iPhone in his shirt, and he documented 2 years. He had to hang out with them, go to dinners, hang out every week. For 5 years, he recorded it and exposed them. The higher you go, that you unlock the secrets, you find out that it's Satan. Baphomet. This is his words, not mine. He said that they have upside down stars. They have the Jewish star on the walls. So look at the handshake. Boom, boom, boom. 3 this.
Oh, Lord, my God. Oh, Lord, my God.
They're not talking about our God. That's a Masonic Bible. That's not our Bible. He has to kiss their Bible. Dude, you're not worshiping Jesus Christ. The God that they're talking about isn't the God.
Majority of American cheese is made from genetically modified rennet. I posted a video on fermentation-produced rennet yesterday, and everyone flooded my comments with questions, so I want to answer them. Pfizer took fermentation-produced rennet known as FPC to market in 1990 as the first genetically engineered food approved for human consumption. Pfizer sold their rennet assets to the Danish biosciences company Christian Hansen in 1996. Christian Hansen still uses a nearly identical process to produce their FPC as Pfizer and sells it under the patented name Chimax. According to their FDA notice letter, Christian Hansen inserts genes from a cow and camel into a genetically modified black mold called A. niger. The inserted gene starts the production of chymosin in the A. niger microbes, which are then fermented and purified. Since the genetically modified microbes are removed from the final product, the rennet is not considered a GMO product itself. Just like Pfizer, Christian Hansen received generally recognized as safe status to start selling their FPC rennet. GRAS status allows food and chemical companies like Christian Hansen to submit their own products as generally recognized as safe for their intended use to avoid the FDA's pre-market review and safety testing. Christian Hansen recently merged with the biotech and biopharmaceutical company Novozymes to produce Novonesis. From what I can find, they are the main producer of FPC rennet, which as a whole is used to make around 90% of American cheese. Their Chimax rennet contains 0.5 to 1% sodium benzoate as a preservative and also caramel color. When the FPC rennet is used, the label would most likely say vegetable rennet. This is confusing to customers because when you see vegetable rennet on an ingredient list, you assume it's naturally made from vegetables. You probably wouldn't suspect that it's made from fermented and purified GMO black mold with a cow gene. There are other kinds of real vegetable rennet made from artichokes, dried caper leaves, fig juice, ground ivy, nettles, or thistle, but these are rarely used because of supposed bitter aftertaste. So when you see cheese companies like Tillamook, who commented on my last video saying their rennet is not considered genetically engineered and is not made by a pharmaceutical company, they are telling a half-truth. Like I said in my previous video, the input ingredient is genetically modified, but the end product in the cheese is not. And while Christian Hansen is not a pharmaceutical company, They are a biosciences company that just merged with a biotech and biopharmaceutical company. So why is FPC rennet used? Well, the two big reasons are that animal rennet is more costly and there's societal stigmas surrounding calf rennet, despite the fact that it's a byproduct of the veal industry. So on one hand, you would think there's no way that this can be healthy, while on the other you would think, well, the GMO microbes are not even in the final product, so how is this cheese any different? The simple answer is we don't know for sure and need more testing and research to be 100% certain. With that being said, the genetically modified black mold microbes are removed during purification and only small amounts of chymosin is used to make the cheese. Your decision on whether or not you feel comfortable eating cheese made with FPC rennet is totally up to you. Our health agencies tend to side with chemical and food companies, while I tend to be on the side of caution. And let me know in the comments below if I should make a complete guide on what cheeses are made with rennet and what kind of rennets they use.
See, that's the kind of information you don't hear every day, and I definitely like to know what's going on with my food. Well, you guys, hey, that's another one in the books. I appreciate you guys for stopping by yet again like you always do. If you haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button for me. Smash that subscribe button. Go ahead and join the iTrack fam, and I will definitely catch you on the next one.